More breaking news. We're learning authorities are using what's known as a Bluetooth sniffer to try to ping the signal on Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker. Now, this could be a critical new tool in this search that's now into its third week. Out front with us now is David Kennedy. He's a former NSA hacker who created and shared this tool with law enforcement. David, thank you so much for coming in. So we've seen, and I'm going to show video, helicopters that were flying low over Nancy Guthrie's neighborhood during this search. What are they doing? How does this work?
Yeah, Kate, thanks for having me on. So the way that this works is that, Nancy has a pacemaker, and in that technology, there's what's called Bluetooth Low Energy, which emits a very non-powerful transmission that you can communicate with your mobile devices for. It's used for sending diagnostics to the hospital, to the manufacturer, things like that. And so what they're doing here is that they're flying really low to the ground because the distance you have to be able to intercept that transmission, that signal, that packet, is very low. So they're sweeping the areas looking for this transmission. And I was able to confirm that, based on the pacemaker that she has, it will broadcast every about 3 to 4 minutes or so with a very small transmission that if authorities are able to capture that, can triangulate exactly where Nancy is directly off of her pacemaker.
What's your advice if they haven't been able to locate that signal yet? What are the limitations of it? What have you been looking into?
Yeah, absolutely. So I spent a lot of time with this. As soon as I saw at 2:28 a.m. her pacemaker was disconnected from her phone, based on my prior experience, I was a signals intelligence analyst, and I have worked very heavily in researching these pacemaker devices as part of my job. And so I started to look at how far could we actually get for the transmission to actually capture this signal. And you can use what are called high gain antennas and amplifiers that can expand your reach. So these devices normally only transmit from about 15 feet to 35 feet in a great situation. And with these high gain antennas and amplifiers, we can get over to 800 feet to even 1,000 feet, depending on, how close the transmission is. So we can actually get much further with that. And so, the biggest thing is this looks to be a new capability. If they're using helicopters, this isn't the most desired type of way to deploy this type of situation, because a lot of the magnetic interference that you're going to get from the helicopters themselves, it'd be much more efficient to deploy drones, can cover much more distance and get closer to the ground to actually do this. So, I'm hoping that they're taking kind of the next steps of deploying drones. You can launch what are called mesh networks across that environment to kind of distribute the load across a lot of different areas to find it much faster. But there's a lot of ground to cover and a lot of things that have to go right for this to happen. You have to capture it in the middle of that 3 to 4 minute period of transmissions. But all we need is just one little transmission, and it's homed in just to her pacemaker's address. So we're only seeing Nancy's address as this is going on. This absolutely 100% could work.
Well, you also gave us video that you took showing this Bluetooth sniffer on what your advice is, which is on a drone. This was near your home in Ohio, and you think this is actually the next step. This would be the next move and best way to go with because it's smaller, can fly lower to the ground, less electromagnetic interference, and can obviously, as you said, with your amplifiers, really reach a huge distance.
Yeah, Kate, that's exactly right. And they make professional drones that, have what are called a payload capacity, meaning you can put a lot of equipment on these devices. So everything from what's called an omnidirectional antenna, which is, think of it as a 360-degree view, and then a directional antenna that will allow you to really home in to exactly where that signal's in, up to, a meter or two of exactly where that signal's at with GPS locationing. And so some of these, drones can go for 70 to 90 minutes in the sky. They can handle up to 20 pounds of equipment. Just with my equipment alone and getting 800 feet, I have about 3.7 pounds of total, including the battery, the computer, the amplifier, and the antenna. So you can expand this much faster and cover a lot more ground with these types of capabilities. And it's all very possible. I mean, I had a Bluetooth low energy device in my armpit just to simulate, being inside of a human body. And I was able to get over 800 feet of actual capture to detect that specific piece there in my environment.
Why, David, do you think they haven't been able to pick up a signal, as far as we know, obviously, from her pacemaker? I'm sure there are a million different factors, but do you think it is a proximity problem, or could be another issue?
Yeah, you have a lot of area to cover. I mean, she could be 1 mile from the house in a different house, or she could be 100 miles. And so having to cover that type of distance, takes a lot of time. And that's why the drone deployments, I think, are a really critical piece for this, because you can deploy drones with drone operators in a very methodical way and cover a lot of ground really quickly, which would expand this network and the distance that you can go with it based off of that. So, I would assume, and again, not knowing specifically the FBI operation that was going on or law enforcement operation going on, I would assume that because this capability became available, they put some equipment on a helicopter very quickly to see if there's anything in the local vicinity that they could find very quickly. And they would probably try to expand those operations to be able to cover this in the future. And that's my hope here, is that they continue to expand this, because it is a way that you could absolutely find Nancy if they're in that location, that area. I mean, even a pacemaker, God forbid she's deceased, will still continue to operate for years after.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to ask you, because people will ask if, unfortunately, she is not alive. You say that the signal from the pacemaker would continue.
That's absolutely right. It can continue for multiple years afterwards, even if an individual is deceased. And so, there are, things that could, cause issues for interference, concrete, metal, oversaturation of the wireless networks. But still, when you have those amplifiers and antennas in place, you can cut through a lot of that noise and really get down to that specific point.
Really interesting and important work that you're putting together. I really appreciate it. David Kennedy, thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
I want to go now.